It's again English there, no? So 1 second. I'm just treating this one as S5 and I'm taking it as plus. And the sum of the first 7 terms of the same AP. So this is S7. So let's work it like this and check if you're getting a meaningful answer. So the sum of the first 5 terms is S5 and we take as plus, and the sum of the first 7 terms of the AP, correct, is 167. Work it like this, children, and tell me if this is working. And then the other equation, the sum of the first 10 terms, that is S10. This is clear. The second information is clear. Try to take the first part like this and let me know. We'll take and as plus and check. Please work this.
Ma'am, how did it become 7A plus 10D there? Shouldn't it be 21D?
Oh my God. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yes. I made a mistake. Yeah. 5A plus 10D plus 7A plus 21D. Yeah. Sorry. It's 21D is equal to 167. Then 12A plus 31D. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Now we are getting correct answer.
Okay. Yeah. My equations are correct, children? Getting the same equations?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the first one is 12A plus 31D is equal to 167. So we'll multiply the second equation by 6. So 12A plus into 6 9s are 54 is equal to into 6 7s are 42, 2 4 carried over, 24 and 28. Change the signs. Cancels, and 54 minus 31 is 23. D is equal to, oh my God, the subtraction. What is the difference, children?
Ma'am, 115.
115 minus 115 minus 23D is equal to minus 115, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So D is equal to minus gets cancelled, just 5. So on substituting, D is equal to 5 in equation 2, we get 2A plus 9 5 are 45 is equal to 47. So A is equal, 2A is equal to 2, A is equal to 1. 2A is equal to 2, A is equal to 1. Yeah. Now the question is to find Sn children. Sn and S20. Do that. Since we have Sn, you can substitute an Sn to find S20, or you can also use the formula. You know, both of that will give you the same answer. If you want the earlier slide. Done, children? Is it over, children?
Completed, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Yeah. Others? Done, all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Take the next question, children. Okay, so here we have an AP with the first term as 64 and the common difference as 60 minus 64, which is minus 4. Now the required sum is 544. The required sum is 544. The question is how many terms must be added? Should we add the first 10 terms or the first 20 terms or the first 25 terms? How many terms of this AP must be added so that we get this required sum of 544? So that means sum to n terms. We don't know how many terms we have to add. So sum to n terms is equal to 544. So work with this equation, children. Take down the question. Let's solve this one. So looks like 16 and 17 are the factors. So n squared minus 16n minus 17n plus 272 is equal to 0. Please complete this, children. I'll just get back. I found the factors of 272. So 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8, 8 to the 16. 16 and 17. You can split the middle term using 16 and 17. 16 and 17 will give you 33 minus 16 minus 17. And the product is my plus 272. Please complete this, children. I'll just get back. All right, children. So when we find the value or the values for n, we get 16 and 17, both of which are acceptable. You cannot, when you reject a value, you have to give a reason. If you say 16 is not possible or 17 is not possible, you need to give a reason. So if n is negative, you can say the number of terms cannot be negative. The number of terms, the count of the terms. A term can be negative, but the count of the terms cannot be negative. So if it's a decimal or a fraction or, like a negative number, you can say it's not possible. But here both are acceptable, right? N is equal to 16, N is equal to 17. Which means the sum to 16 terms is 544 and sum to 17 terms is 544. Both the values of N are acceptable. You cannot reject, you cannot give any reason for rejecting any value of N. So which means we are having two situations. The sum to the first 16 terms is 544, as well as the sum to the first 17 terms is also 544. That's because the 17th term is 0. That's the question. Explain the double answer. So we get two values for n. So you need to explain the double answer. The reason is because the 17th term is 0. Let me just show you here. So A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5 plus goes on like this, plus A14 plus A15 plus A16 plus A17. Okay, so now we have that we have S16 is 544, S16. So from here to here. This one is 544. We also have S17, that is from here to here. This is 544. So now these two situations are possible. The sum of the first 16 terms is 544. When you add one more term to the sum remains the same. That means the value here is 0. The 17th term is 0. The sum of the first 16 terms is 544. If you add the 17th term to this sum, it should increase or decrease. The sum should increase or decrease, depending on whether it is a positive value or a negative value. The sum should either increase or decrease. But it remains the same. That's because this term, the value of this term is 0. The value of this particular term is 0. It's not about any of the other terms here. The value of this term is 0. Is that fine, children? Yeah, kindly acknowledge, children.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, yeah, thank you. Yes. So that's what it is. So the required sum, we have the AP. So very convenient. We have the AP. We know the first term, we know the common difference. And the required sum is 544. So the question is, how many terms should be added to get 544 as a sum? So we don't know how many terms. So SN. That's why SN is 544. If you write that, that's sufficient. Below SN, you write the formula is equal to 544. Substitute the values of A and D. N we don't know. So you will get a quadratic equation in N. Here we have split the middle term and we got two values for N, 16, 17, both of which are acceptable. That means S16 is 544, S17 is also 544. And the double answer is because the 17th term is 0. In this AP, the 17th term is 0. Yeah, please complete if you have to. Yeah. Shall we go to the next one, children?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Similar question. Yeah, please work this. Yeah, please solve this and find the value. You can split the middle term, you can think and split the middle term, or you can use a quadratic formula.
Mom,
Yeah.
Mom, I got the two values of n as 25 and 36.
Shashank, huh?
No, Mom, Ritika.
Okay, Ritika. Okay. No, I was just mentioning most commonly, people who answer most commonly. Okay. Sorry, Ritika, I didn't see your name. Okay, yeah, good, Ritika. 25 and 36, is it? Okay. 25 and 36. Yeah, 25 and 36 gives us Oh, yeah, you're right. 25 into 36. $150, yeah, perfect. Yes, looks right. 25 and 36 looks right. Okay, so using your numbers, I'll just split the middle term. You have to use a, see, if you were not able to split the middle term, you would have used a quadratic form. Ritika, what did you do? Split the middle term or quadratic formula?
Mom, I split the middle term.
Or you could find the numbers 25 and 36, is it?
Yeah, ma'am, I just randomly picked the number and I placed it.
Okay,
Like I
fine.
tried random numbers and I got it.
Oh, okay, fine. All right, yeah. How many of you have used the quadratic formula? N is equal to minus B, so 61, plus or minus square root of B squared, 61 squared. So 61 into 61, 3721. I'll take the next slide, sorry. For those who use a quadratic formula, splitting the middle term, Ritika gave us the two numbers, 25 and 36. So, but don't blindly use it. If you were not able to find it, then you should have used the quadratic formula. You should use a quadratic formula. So n is equal to, minus b. Minus b is 61. Minus b plus or minus square root of b square. See, the value of a is 1, b is minus 61, and c is 900. So minus b plus or minus square root of b squared, 3721. Minus 4 into a into c. 4 into a is 1 into c, 900. Divided by 2a. 2a meaning 2 into 1. So n is equal to 61 plus or minus square root of 3721 minus 3600 divided by 2. So n is equal to 61 plus or minus square root of 121 divided by 2. N is equal to 61 plus or minus 11 by 2. So n is equal to 61 plus 11 by 2, or n is equal to 61 minus 11 by 2. So we have n is equal to 72 upon 2, which is 36, or n is equal to 50 by 2, which is 25. Yes. Now, both are acceptable values for n. N is 25. 25 terms, 36 terms. Both of them sound correct. So it means, this means S25 is equal to 300 and S36 is also 300. S25 is 300. S36 is also 300. So that means A1 plus, so like this, you get A25 and then A26 plus A36 is equal to 300. This is also 300. From here to here is 300. A1 to A25. That is A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 till A25 is 300. Also, let me take it out from here. Sorry. Also, this one, end to end, this is also 300. S36 means A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 till A36. The sum is 300. And S25 means A1, A2, A3 till A25. So from A1 to A25, the sum is 300. From A1 to A36 also the sum is 300. That means the sum of the terms from here to here should be 0. The terms, each term is not 0. When you put the term, when you find the sum, like for example, you have minus 20, minus 15, minus 10. Okay, we have to avoid a 0. Only then I can show you that case once again. How to avoid a 0. So say like, you say 2 here, then it should be minus 2 here. What's the difference, children? What is the difference here? 4, right? So 4. So you go this side by 4. So 6, go by 4. 10, go by 4, 14. So on this side, you go by 4, you go by 4, you go by 4. Yeah, like this. All right? So here you can see that what will be the sum of these terms, children? What is the sum of these terms? I hope you understood what I wrote. I should not get a 0 in the middle. If I get a 0, then I cannot explain this situation. The situation I cannot explain if I get a 0 in the middle. So I just started with two numbers, like I started with 2 and minus 2. And I just understood the gap between them is 4. So then you understand. So 2 plus 4, 6, plus 4, 10, plus 4, 14. And this side, minus 6, minus 10, minus 14. So you can see this is an AP with common difference minus 4. This is an AP with common difference minus 4. 14, 10, 6, 2, minus 6. It's reducing. Now, what is the sum of these 4 terms? 14, 24, 30, 32. 32. Correct? What is the sum of all the terms from here to here? I'll just take the next slide, children. I'm not having sufficient space. Yeah. 14, 10, 6, 2, minus 2, minus 6, minus 10, minus 14. It goes on like this. It goes on like this. Okay. So let me find the sum of these two terms. And see here, I'm getting a 6, 2, minus 6, 2. So this sum is 0, right? This sum is 0. See here, 6, 2, minus 2, minus 2, 6, minus 6. So this sum is 0. This sum is 0. So if you find the sum of the first two terms, it's 24. And the sum of the first 6 terms also will be 24. If you find the sum of the first 2 terms, it's 24. The sum of the first 6 terms is also 24 because the terms in the middle, no, they cancel out with one another. We have a 2 and a minus 2. We have a 6 and a minus 6. So the sum is 0. The terms are not zeros. But the sum of those terms is 0 because whatever positive values you have their negatives also. You can start this AP from 14, 18, 22, 26, 30. Let me start from 30. 30, 26, 22, 18, 14, 10, 6, 2, minus 2, minus 6, minus 10, minus 14. It goes on like this. So if you can see now, we have a 14 minus 14, 10 minus 10, 6 minus 6, 2 minus 2. So the sum of all these terms, the sum of all these terms is 0 because we have a 14, we have a minus 14. We have a 10 minus 10, 6 minus 6, 2 minus 2. So now let's find the sum of these 4 terms. So 30, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 96. I hope I'm right. 96, 30, 50, 70, 80, 90, 96. Yeah, okay, 96. So this means S4. The sum of the first 4 terms is 96. Now this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The sum of the first, so S4 is 96 and S12 is also 96. The sum of the first 12 terms is also 96. That is because A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, A8, A9, A10, A11, A12. So the sum of the first 4 terms, A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 is 96. Now the sum of the first 12 terms, A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 till A12, that is also 96. That's possible because the sum of the terms from the 5th to the 12th is 0. The sum of the terms, that is A5 plus, because A5 plus A6 plus A7, that's the reason. Explain the double answer. The reason for the reason why we are getting two values for n, two acceptable values for n, is because in this example, till A12 is 0. The sum of the terms from the 5th to the 12th is 0. S4 is 96. S12 is also 96. So what do we have after S4? That is A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4. So after A4, what do you have? A5. And the sum is still the 12th term, no? So from A5 to A12. Go after S4. After S4. That is A1, A2, A3, A4. So after this, A5. Till this is S12. So till A12. The sum of all these terms from A5 to A12 is 0. The terms are not zeros. You can see that. But their sum is 0. That's why the double answer. So here, yeah, S25 is 300. S36 is also 300. So after the 25th term, you have A26, A27, A28, A29, A30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. The sum of all these terms from the 26th term to the 36th term is 0. That's why the double answer. See, you can see I've represented here. You can see it here. You can see it here. This one is 300, but the full thing is also 300. That's because this one from A26 to A36, the sum is 0. So when you have next terms, like these are the two cases you will get. If you get two values for n like this, n is equal to 20, n is equal to 21. Okay, if you get values like, if you get n20, n21, that means A1 till A20, the sum from, okay, sorry. A1, A2, A3, A19, A20, A21. Okay. So if this sum, I'll just take an example. It's difficult otherwise. If this sum is 400 and this sum is also 400, that is the two values of n are consecutive numbers, I'm saying. I'm saying the case where the two values of n are consecutive. When they're consecutive numbers, so you can see here from A1 to A20 is 400 and from A1 to A21 is also 400. That is because this term is 0. The value of this term is 0. To this sum, if you add A21, you're getting the same 400 as the sum. To S20, if you add the next term, A21, the sum should be altered. There should be a change with the sum. S20 is 400. If you add the next term, A21, that is, this is S21 now. This is S21. If you add, there should be some difference. It should change, the sum should change, but no, it doesn't change, it's still 400. That's because what you've added is 0. What you've added is 0. That's because the 21st term is 0. So when the two values of n are consecutive numbers, then the greater one, okay, n20, n21, A21 is 0. A21. If you get like 60 and 61, the 61st term is 0. If you get the answers as 42 and 43, the 43rd term is 0. But if you don't get consecutive values for n, so like we got here, that's the first sum we did. In this one we got 16, 17, which means A17. The situation is because the 17th term is 0. N is 16, n is 17. Consecutive numbers, 16 and 17. So here the reason for the double answer is because the 17th term is 0. When the two values of n are not consecutive, like we got here in the second question, 36 and 25, they're not consecutive. Here we get the same sum. That is S25 is 300 and S36 is also 300 is because take the term after 25, so 26, till the 36th term, till here. The sum of all the terms from the 26th to the 36th is 0. The sum is 0. The terms are not zeros. The sum, the terms can be something like this, what we have here. The terms are like this. Their sum is zero because whatever positive numbers you have their negatives also. So their sum becomes zero. So here the reason is, it's because, so this means S25 is equal to 300, S36 is also 300. You can see this here. So the reason is, this is because A26 plus A27 plus A28 like this till A36 is 300. Oh, sorry, is 0. Sorry, is 0. The sum is 0. Let me squeeze it here itself. Plus A36, this sum is 0. This is because A26 plus 27 plus 28 till 36, that sum is 0. That's why the double answer. Please complete it, children. Done, children? Finish writing this one? Students, kindly acknowledge. Shall we move forward? Is this over?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay. Write down the question, children. Okay. So 5,400 logs are stacked in the following manner. So the bottom row, which is on the ground, has 252 logs. Above that, 246 logs. And above that, 240 logs, and so on. So the arrangement continues like this till all the logs are arranged. The arrangement continues like this till all the logs are arranged. Then when there are no logs left, the arrangement is done. In the bottom row, 252 logs are placed. The row above that, the bottom row is on the ground. The bottom row, you start stacking the logs. So you start from the ground level, 252 logs. Above that, 246 logs. Above that, 240 logs. So you continue arranging like this. With how many logs less in each row, children? You continue arranging like this with how many logs less in each row? Why? What happened? You continue arranging like this with how many logs less in each row? 6 logs. 6 logs less in each row. 252, then minus 6, 246, then minus 6, 240. Then you will place 234, then minus 6 again. So 238, not 228, then 222. So you keep reducing by 6. So the number of logs placed in the successive rows will be 6 less than the earlier row. So this activity is continued till all the 5,412 logs are placed. Then we dust our hands and okay, task over. Done and dusted, you go away. So this is the task. So the question is how many rows are in how many rows are the 5,412 logs placed, and how many logs are in the top row? Like your answer can be, okay, so all these logs are placed in 30 rows. Like this is the bottom row, then above that, 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 like this. Okay. So all these logs are placed in 30 rows. And the other question is, how many logs are there in the top row? The top row, like you can say there are 2 logs in the top row. In how many rows are 5,412 logs placed? How many rows? So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. So you can say 30 rows. And what is the number of logs in the topmost row? So these are the 2 questions you have to answer. Now tell me, is AN, see, we know the AP. What is the AP? The AP is 252, 246, 240, forms an AP, forms, excuse me, AP with A is equal to 252 and B equals 246 minus 252, which is equal to minus 6. Be very careful. Minus 6. 246 minus 252, which is minus 6. Okay, now tell me, children, is AN 5412 or SN 5412?
SN, ma'am.
SN. Who's that? Online students, use the emoji, raise your hand. Dileepan, Sashank, Rajat. That's so sweet of all of you. Very good children. Thank you. Dileepan, Sashank, Prajit, Krishmi, Ritika, Navya, Raja, Madhumita, Ranjan, Rakshita, Danya. And Arjun, are you there? Okay, Arjun is there. Late, but he's there. Okay. Very good children. All right. Yeah, children. So, yeah, somebody answered my question. Who is that?
Rakshita, ma'am.
Yeah, Rakshita. So you said SN, right? SN is 5412, correct?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
because if you ask every term, you just ask 252. What does it represent? It represents the number of logs in the, we'll say first row. The bottom row, we'll just say it's the first row. So the 252 will say that this is the number of logs in the first row. This is the number of logs in the second row. This is the number of logs in the third row. So 5412 is not the number of logs in a particular row. That is the total number of logs. That is, it is 252 plus 246 plus 240 plus something plus something plus something. The total is 5412. What do the terms of the AP represent? What do the terms of the AP represent? Each term of the AP represents the number of logs in a particular row. The number of logs in a particular row. Now is 5412 the number of logs placed in a particular row? No. That only is the total number of logs available to be placed in rows. So clearly Sn is 5412. So that's the condition you have to work with. Sn is equal to 5412, which means n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into d is equal to 5412. Work this, children. Please work this.
Ma'am, I'm getting two answers, ma'am. 44 and 41.
44 and 41, is it?
Yes.
Okay. So how do we interpret those answers? The logs are placed in 41 rows or the logs are placed in 44 rows, correct? Because that's what the value of n indicates. N here represents the number of rows. N here represents, see, like A1 is the number of logs in the first row. A2, number of logs in the second row. A3, number of logs in the third row. So 41 and 44 indicate that if the total number of rows is 41, that means all the logs, all the 5,412 logs are placed in 41 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on till 41. So all these logs, 5, 4, 1, 2 logs are placed in 41 rows. It sounds meaningful. But there's another answer. N is 44. Which means all these logs are placed in 44 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 44 rows. Both are meaningful, but only one is possible. Both are meaningful. To say both are meaningful, but only one is possible. Out of these two, only one is possible. Because you cannot arrange the logs. See, the logs keep decreasing in number. It decreases by 6 in every row. Then how can you do this in two different ways? You cannot arrange it in 41 rows as well as in 44 rows. That's not possible. This is an activity. It's like you have so many logs and you're arranging it. At a point, the logs will be exhausted. It's over. Then after that, you cannot continue. So this is, you can, though the answers 41 and 44 are meaningful, n, they're okay for being the value, they're okay to be values for n. It's not practically possible to arrange the logs in 41 rows as well as 44 rows because the number of logs keep decreasing in number. Then you cannot have both the answers. So how do you, let go one of the values of n? You need to do something and say, this is not possible. Right? Yeah.
Ma'am, A44 is not possible because it's -6, ma'am.
Correct. Very good. So you need to, is it Ritika again?
Ma'am, Navya.
Oh, Navya. Okay. So what we do is we'll work A41 and A44. We'll work both. So now, as Navya said, she's getting a negative value for A44. Because we have to, now you'll be like, oh, how do we know we have to work this? We have to also answer that question. How many logs are there in the top row? If there are 41 rows, the top row is the 41st row. If there are 44 rows, the topmost row is the 44th row. If you have arranged the logs in 41 rows, the topmost row is the 41st row. If you have arranged the logs in 44 rows, then the topmost row is the 44th row. And you have to answer that question. How many logs are there in the top row? How many logs in the top row? Meaning you have to find A44, the term, the number of logs in that particular row. And A41. So this is a positive value while this is a negative value. A44, that is the number of logs placed in the 44th row is negative. That's not possible. No, you cannot place negative number of logs in a particular row. Like you cannot place -6 logs. The 44th row has -6 logs. It's not possible. So you should work this and then say that the situation is not possible. Therefore, 44 rows is not possible and hence only 41 rows is possible. Okay, so I'm not completing this. All of you must be able to work this and get n is equal to 41. Anybody stuck with this working? I can do it. Please tell me. What's a quadratic equation, children? Tell me that final thing you got, the quadratic equation.
N
See, you
square
cannot,
minus
n square minus
85n Plus 1804.
Plus 1?
804.
Okay. See, you cannot cancel this 2 and 2, children. You cannot cancel that. You cannot cancel this 2 and 2. Because this is a sum. See, this 2 is not free. This is a bracket. And in the bracket, we have this product 2a. Look at the formula. Go back to the formula. In the bracket, you have a product 2a. You have another product n minus 1 into d. And you need to add these two products. That's why we put them in a bracket. What do we have in the bracket? We have two products. 2a, 2 into a is one product. And the other one is n minus 1 into d. That's another product. And you can see the connecting sign plus. So you have to multiply 2 and a, that is 2 into 252, get the product, and then multiply this one, minus 6 into n, minus 6n, minus 6 into minus 1, plus 6. And these two results you should add. These two results you must add. So you see here in the formula, if suppose you can cancel, then you can do it here itself, no? It's wrong. Then why should we have a formula like that? Anyways, this is not the explanation. This you cannot cancel because this is the product, this is the product, and you have to find the sum of the two products. That's why we have included in a bracket. This expression is in a bracket. So please don't do this mistake of canceling the 2 and 2 here. Don't do that. Yeah. So you need to multiply 2 into 252. Multiply, then simplify the bracket. Then in the bracket, if you have 2 common, you can bring out 2 as a common factor and cancel that 2 with this 2 here. After simplifying the bracket, if all the terms have 2 in common, you can bring out 2 as a common factor and cancel this 2 and 2. 2 which you have taken out common and the 2 in the denominator. Okay, so this is the equation and the two values of n are 41 and 44. Okay, so now next we have to find A41. A41 is equal to A plus 40D. So 252 plus 40 into minus 6. 252 minus 240. 12. A44 is equal to A plus 43D. 252 plus 43 into minus 6. 252 minus 8, 1 carried over 258, which is minus 6. So not possible. Minus 6 logs cannot be arranged in the 41st row, 44th row. Minus 6 logs cannot be placed in the 44th row. Therefore, 5412 logs are arranged in 41 rows and there are 12 logs in the top row. That is the 41st row, in the top row or the 41st row. We have to answer these two questions. How many rows? 41 rows. And what is the number of logs in the 41st row, the top row? 12. For that, you'll have to find A41. Please complete, children.
Ma'am, can you show the previous slide 1 minute?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Done, children? This is over, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we'll just, this is an MCQ question, multiple choice question. You will be given some options. I haven't given you the options here. So what does this expression represent? What does this expression represent? Okay. So Sn minus, let me write 2 times Sn minus 1 as, like you write minus 2a as minus a minus a. Minus 2a can be written as minus a minus a. So minus 2 Sn minus 1 can be written as minus Sn minus 1 minus Sn minus 1. So like minus a minus 2a. So minus Sn minus 1 minus Sn minus 1. This minus 2 Sn minus 1 plus Sn minus 2. Now group these two, Sn minus Sn minus 1. Take a minus out and minus into minus is plus. Right? Now what is Sn? What is Sn? Sn is A1 plus A2 plus A3, so on till An minus 2 plus An minus 1 plus An. I told you, no, if n is 100, what will come before 100? 99. And how do you get 99? N minus 1, 100 minus 1. That's why we have n minus 1 here. And how will you get 98? It's 100 minus 2, n minus 2. So A1, A2, A3, A4, An. Before An is An minus 1, and before that it was An minus 2. Okay, now Sn is the sum of all these terms. Sum of all these terms is Sn. Okay. Minus, please understand what do you mean by Sn minus, from the take away Sn minus 1. From Sn, you take away Sn minus 1. Sn minus 1 is a sum from here to here, right? Sn minus 1 is the sum of all the terms from the first term to the n minus 1th term. Sn minus 1 is the sum of all the terms from the first term to the n minus 1th term. Sn minus 1. So the sum from here to here is Sn minus 1. Sn minus 1. And what we have written is Sn. What we have written is Sn. See here. I'll just do it again for you. I'm writing Sn and I'm going to take away Sn minus 1 from that, removing. I'm writing Sn. Sn is A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus An minus 3 plus An minus 2 plus An minus 1 plus An. So what we have written here is Sn. What we see here is Sn. From this we're going to take away. Why take away? Because minus. We're going to take away Sn minus 1. That is A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 till An minus 1. This sum from here to here represents Sn minus 1. The sum from the first term to the n minus 1th term represents Sn minus 1. You want to take it away. So that means remove it. It is not there. So what are you left with? You're left with An. So Sn minus, see, you can just take a general example and understand, children. Now, supposing you have S50 and S49. What is S50? A1 plus A2 plus so on till A50. This sum is S50. What is S49? Sum of all the terms till the 49th term. This sum is S49. If you remove this from S50, if you remove S49, you will be left with the 50th term. The 50th term. So from the sum to n terms, if you remove the sum of the first n minus 1 terms, you will be left with the nth term. You will be left with the last term, the nth term. Minus, in the second case, we have to write the sum from the first term, to the n minus 1th term. So what we have written here is the sum from the first term to the n minus 1th term. A1 plus A2 plus A3, like that, An minus 3, An minus 2, An minus 1. After that, we have An. We're not writing this because we have to find only the sum till the n minus 1th term. So this is Sn minus 1. Now from this, take away this one. Because take away Sn minus 2, the sum of all the terms from the beginning till the n minus 2th term. So take it away. Then you're left with the n minus 1th term. You're left with the n minus 1th term. So this one is nothing but An and this one is nothing but An minus 1. Now what is An? It's a particular term of the AP. And what is An minus 1? It's preceding term. It's earlier term. Like if you have A10, then An minus 1 is A9. A10 and A9. This is a particular term. And this is its preceding term. See here, we have An here, and before that we have An minus 1. We have An here, and before that we have An minus 1. And what is An minus 1? The common difference. What is the difference between any term and its preceding term? What is the difference between any term and its preceding term? It's a common difference. An is a particular term minus its preceding term An minus 1. So the difference between A3 and A2 is the common difference. The difference between A100 and A99 is the common difference. So the difference between the nth term and the n minus 1th term, that is a term and its preceding term, is the common difference. So this expression represents the common difference. The expression given above represents the common difference of the AP. Yeah, just take a picture of this one, children. You can write it out later. Okay, so here my presentation is different. So I've just written SN. I've written SNC. We have this, no? SN and this one. We understood till here. So this one we have now. I've represented it vertically. Here I did it horizontally. I've just represented it vertically. I've written Sn here. That is from A1 to An. And then I've written Sn minus 1. A1 to An minus 1. Then you'll have to subtract, right? We have to subtract, minus. So I've changed the signs and all the terms below. So cancels, 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 cancels. Because change the sign subtraction. So you're left with An. An. Then write this one from A1 to An minus 1. Then write this one from A1 to An minus 2. Then you need to subtract. Okay, so in the bottom row, change the signs. In the bottom row, change the signs. See, I've changed the signs, minus, minus, minus. I've changed the signs. So A1 minus A1 cancels. A2 minus A2 cancels, 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 cancels. So you're left with the n minus 1th term, this one. So this one is an, and this one is an minus 1. So an minus 1 is the common difference. You can take a screenshot of this one, children. Done, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, this log sum I didn't work, no, so I have the working here. Log sum, I think I just took the equation from, yeah, so just in case you were not able to complete, you can take a screenshot. This is not boys logs. I've just gone wrong while typing, sorry. Logs are arranged in 41 rows and there are 12 logs in the top row. Yeah, children. Yeah, this one I didn't work. I took the answer from you. So you can take a screenshot of this one. Done, children? Yeah. Try this yourself. The digits of a positive integer. I need 10 more minutes. The digits of a positive integer having 3 digits are an AP. The digits of a positive integer. So a positive integer, its digits are an AP. And it's a 3-digit number. It's given there. The number is a positive integer. It has 3 digits. And the digits are an AP. The positive integer, it's a 3-digit number. And the 3 digits are an AP. Like the number can be 246, 246. The digits are an AP, or 642. The digits are an AP, or it can be 1 plus 4. 1 plus 4 is 5, 5 plus 4, 9. So like this, or it can be 951. The digits are in AP.
23.
Sorry? Yeah, please come again. Okay, so it's a 3-digit number. It's a positive number. The 3 digits are in AP. So whenever we have to assume 3 numbers that are in AP, just 3 numbers that are in AP. Here the numbers are the digits. So when you have to assume exactly 3 numbers in AP, then we go with the assumption A minus D, A and A plus D. So ones, tens, hundreds. Or it can be A plus D, A and A minus B. Ones, tens, hundreds. That is, let the digit in the hundreds place be A minus D. Let the digit in the tens place be A. Let the digit in the ones place be A plus D. The digits are in AP. The digits are in AP. And 3 digits only. Only in such cases we go with this assumption when there are only 3 numbers in AP. So we say let the numbers be A minus D, A and A plus D. But since here it's about the digits, you'll have to assume both because the number like 1 plus 3, 4, 4, the number 147 is different from 741, right? 147. Supposing you're finding 3 different numbers, then getting the numbers as 147 or 7, 4 and 1, both are fine. Both are fine. But here it is a number. So 147 is different from 741. So you have to do both the assumptions. One is let the hundreds digit be A minus D, tens digit be A, ones digit be A plus D. The other assumption is you'll have to work both. This one is A minus D, this is A and this is A plus D. The condition is their sum is 15. That means the sum of the digits. So add this one. The sum of the digits is 15. When you work this, you will get the value of A. Then what is given? The number obtained by reversing the digits is 594 less than the original number. The number obtained by reversing the digits is 594 less than the original number. Okay, so from this we get a clue as to which number is big. That is the original number big or the new number big? The number obtained by reversing the digits is 594 less. We get that? The number obtained, okay, so let's call it the original number and new number. Original number and new number. Okay. Now, the number obtained by reversing the digits, that is the new number. The number which you get by reversing the digits is the new number. The new number is 594 less than the original number. That means the original number is bigger. The original number is bigger than the new number. That means the original number is bigger than the new number. So which assumption will you go with now? We first understood that you have to do both the assumptions, but the second information makes it more clear. The second information makes it more clear. Now, which assumption will you go with? Will you go with this one or this one? The new number is small. The original number is greater. So that means the digit in the hundreds place should be greater than the digit in the ones place.
One second assumption.
Second assumption. Second assumption. Correct. So you go with the assumption A plus D, A and A minus D. A plus D, A and A minus D. So we'll go with the second assumption, A plus D, A and A minus D, because it's very clear from the next part of the question that the new number is 594 less than the original number. The new number is 594 less. The new number is less. The original number is greater than. So if the original number is greater, then go with this assumption. Go with this assumption. So let the digits of the original number be this. So the digits of the new number will be A minus D, A and A plus D. Hundreds, tens, ones, A minus D, A and A plus D, like this. Now, how will you form the numbers, children? Again, going down to 4th standard, how will you form the numbers? Use this. Since it's time, I'll just tell you with a number. Now, supposing the number is 594. How do you put this in the expanded form? 5 into 100 plus 9 into 10 plus 4 into 1. Plus 4 into 1. This is how you write the number in the expanded form. Similarly, when the digits are A minus D, A and A plus D, the number will be 100 into A minus D plus 10 into A plus 1 into A plus D. Multiply the digits with the respective place value. Multiply the digits with the respective place value. Original number, hundreds, tens, ones, A plus D, A minus D. The original number will be 100 into A plus D plus 10 into A plus 1 into A minus D. This is the original number. The new number will be hundreds, tens, ones, A minus D, A plus D. So the new number, this one you should multiply and get an expression, children. So here it will be 100 into A minus D plus 10 into A plus 1 into A plus D. So from this you will get an expression. Now since the equation will be, since the original number is bigger, the equation is original number minus new number is equal to 594. Original number minus new number is equal to 594 is one equation. The other one we got it earlier, the sum of the digits, that is A plus D plus A minus D is equal to 15. This we already got. The sum of the digits. The digits are A plus D, A and A minus D, the sum of the digits. So you add and it's 15. And on solving this, you will get A is 5. 3A, because plus D minus D cancels. 3A is 15, A is equal to 5. The other equation is this one. Original number minus new number is 594. So from this, you will get an expression for the original number. You should work this and get the expression for the new number. Put it here is equal to 594. And you know the value of A. So substitute. You will get D. Once you get A and D, you can find the number. Just give me 2 more questions to me. Yeah, we'll wind up with this one. Just take this question. A body falls 16 meters in the first second of its motion. 48 meters in the second, 80 meters in the third, and so on. How far does it fall during the 11th second? Yeah. So a body, meaning an object, falls 16 meters in the first second of its motion. So a body is dropped from a height. An object is dropped from a height. An object covers, when it's dropped from a height, it covers 16 meters in the first second. Time, 1 second. In the first second, it covers a distance of 16 meters. In the second, in the next second, it covers a distance of 48 meters. In the next second, in the third second, it covers a distance of 80 meters, and so on. So if you write these numbers 16, 48, 80, what is 48 minus 16? 32. And 48 plus 32 is 80. So these terms are in AP with A as 16 and D as 32. Now 16 is now whenever it's a word situation, children, you need to understand what the term of the AP represents. Only then you can understand, meaning you will know if you have to find, a particular term of the AP or the sum to the first 10 terms of the AP. It's very important, crucial to decide this one. For that, you should not read the question. You should understand what the terms of the AP represent. So here the numbers 16, 48, 80, what do they represent? 16 is the distance covered by the object in the first second. 48 meters is the distance covered by the object in the second. So in 2 seconds, the body covers a distance of this much, 64 meters. So A1, A2, A3, they represent the distance covered by the object in a particular second. So A3, which is 80 meters, is the distance covered by the object in the third second. But the distance covered by the object in 3 seconds. In 3 seconds. See, in 3 seconds is different from in the third second. In the third second. In the third second is A3. In 3 seconds is A1 plus A2 plus A3. The distance covered by the object in 3 seconds, that is the total distance covered in 3 seconds, is given by A1 plus A2 plus A3. Is given by A1 plus A2 plus A3. But the distance covered in the third second, a particular second is 80. Here the distance covered in the third second is 80 meters. But in 3 seconds is 16 plus 48 plus 80. So the question here is how far does it fall during the 11th second of its motion? So now it's important for you to decide if it is A11 or S11 that you have to find. Tell me, is it A11 or S11?
S11, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, all of you share your thoughts.
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
I think
it is.
Yeah, Raju?
A11.
A11, okay.
Ma'am, I think it's S11, ma'am.
Navya, S11, okay.
S11, ma'am.
Rajat, S11, okay. Okay. What is 16 meters, children? What is 16 meters? The distance covered in the first second, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And 48 is the distance covered in the second or during the second. 80 meters is the distance covered in the third second or during the third second. During the third second, that is after the second and till the end of the third second, that duration, during that time, during is a particular duration. So during the third second, after the second till the end of the third second, during that time, the distance covered is 80 meters. This is during the first second or in the first second. This is in the second. This is in the third second. During the, both mean the same. See, 16 meters is the distance covered in the first second. 48 meters is the distance covered in the second or during the second. And 80 meters is the distance covered during the third second. So how far does it fall during the 11th second? During that second is A11. But if the question is how far does it fall in 11 seconds? In 11 seconds. In 11 seconds will be S11. What is the distance covered by you in 5 minutes? How far did you run in 5 minutes? Is different from how far you ran during the 5th minute. How far you run or the distance you have covered in the 5th minute is different from the distance you have covered in 5 minutes. The distance covered by you in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes will be the first minute plus the second minute plus the third minute plus the fourth minute plus the 5th minute. So how far does it fall during the 11th second of its motion is only during that time. During the 11th second of its motion is A11. But if the question is how far does it fall in 11 seconds? In 11 seconds, in 5 minutes. How much can you write in 5 minutes? That means totally from the beginning till the end of 5 minutes. So how far does it fall during the 11 second is A11. How far does it fall in 11 seconds? In 11 seconds. So total time you have given is 11 seconds. How far did it fall, or how much distance did it cover in 11 seconds? In 11 seconds is you have given the object totally 11 seconds. So then you should find S11. Okay, children, fine. So these I have a bunch of questions on applications of arithmetic progressions. They'll be very simple. Applications are very simple, but the thing is, we need to differentiate if it is, A7 or S7. That thing is sometimes, when we understand incorrectly, we continue to feel that only is correct. So it's very important to read the question carefully and understand it correctly in the first place. If supposing we don't get it right, that wrong answer which we think will always, like your mind will always say that only is correct. You cannot differentiate between the right and wrong. So read the question carefully, and you have to understand it correctly the first time. So every application part, everything is easy except that you'll have to differentiate very carefully between a term or the sum to n terms. For that, we need to understand what every term of the AP represents or means. Yeah, anyways, that's not going to be difficult for you. We'll see more of that in the next class on Saturday. So Saturday we'll wind up with arithmetic progressions, and next we'll do similar triangles. All right. So Saturday's class will be like more of applications of AP, and whatever I've left out, whatever, I'll just see what else remains to be discussed. And Saturday we'll wind up with AP. All right, children. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. Thank you so much. You may leave the call. Good night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children.